Welcome to Kids Are Chefs, where we prepare a great meal and a great topic. Today we're at Cook's Warehouse in Midtown with Miss Banks. So Miss Banks, tell us about yourself.
So my name is Miss Banks. I'm a high school English teacher and a college professor, and I started making cookies on a whim. I went on a 2-week Pinterest spree. I was making meals and desserts, and first batch of cookies I made, my son looked at them, he said they were ugly but that they tasted real good. So when I had more time, I decided to put some more effort into it. I took them to the barbershop where my brother works and gave them out to the guys. They loved them, and that's how it all got started. So today we're gonna make peanut butter cookies.
And the topic for today is the importance of education. And we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, and now let's go ahead and get started on making our peanut butter cookies.
All right, so we are going to break into teams. So there's going to be 2, 2, and 2, and we're going to put these wonderful peanut butter cookies together, and then maybe we'll have somebody judge to see who makes the best cookies. Okay. All right. So the very first thing we're going to do is combine the dry ingredients. All right. So that would be the flour and the sugar. So if you can combine the flour and the sugar, that would work. Take that in there. Go ahead and mix that. Yep, and just go ahead and mix that. Don't mix it too fast or there'll be like this flour dust that comes up and does this weird thing.
Miss Banks,
yes.
I have a question for you. What's the importance of tests?
The importance of tests, you put it in here. So tests are supposed to assess what you've learned so far. Okay, so when your teacher gives you a test, it's to make sure that all of the information that they've covered, that you understand it. Because if you haven't mastered it, it is supposed to be the responsibility of that teacher to not move forward until you have what you need and you know what you need to know. Okay, so once you have it in there, you can put the butter in. Put the butter and the other ingredients in.
So what do you think about the new integration with the technology in the schools?
I think that technology in the schools is awesome. We did not have that in school when I was in school. I think I would have loved that. But I think the fact that you're able to visually see something that you could only listen to on audio before, or you had to listen to your teacher read it to you, or listen to other students read it to you. I think the fact that you can kind of see it now if it's on YouTube, or the flipped classroom where a teacher can actually put a lesson together, and you can watch that lesson even if you're absent, so you know what you need to do. I think that's awesome. So we're gonna keep ours. We're gonna keep ours in the bowl. So go ahead and put that in.
So what does attendance have anything to do with grades?
What does attendance have to do?
Yes.
So let me tell you the big thing about attendance. If you don't come to school, but we are responsible for you learning everything that every other student learns, it makes it so hard on us. Because it essentially means that for every student that is absent, we have to reteach that lesson.
Okay.
Okay? So yeah, attendance is very important. You got it, Albert? Got everything in there?
Thanks, I have a question.
Okay.
What is the thing you most enjoy about teaching?
The thing I most enjoy about teaching is when my students finally think critically for themselves. And by that, I mean they have a question that's outside of the box, or they make a comment that lets me know that not only did they get the concept, but they like blew the concept out of the water, and now they're thinking even further about it. So for instance, when I taught in Chicago, I had a student who was, he was a little guy. And so Chicago, if you're a little guy, you gotta be tough, right? So he was the toughest thing walking, and he never gave me many problems in class, but he definitely gave other teachers problems in class. And I was teaching writing at the time, and my whole point of teaching them writing was for them to fall in love with writing and to use it instead of, you know, acting out angrily or, you know, not being able to talk about their emotions. And at the end of one of my lessons one day, he stood up and he's like, I want to share. And so he shared his writing, and then he looked at everybody and he said, I think the world would be a less violent place if everybody would just write. that blessed my soul. It really did. Like, not only did it work for him, and he was telling us that, hey, like, this could help me, but he applied it to, you know, like the world. So that concept is really powerful. So yeah, aha moments are what keeps me in teaching, definitely. You guys are the future.
Did you write a lot of poems growing up?
Did I? Oh my gosh. So as soon as I learned how to spell, I started writing poems.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've been writing poems forever. Yeah.
Miss Banks, are we ready to scoop these onto the sheet?
We are. Let's scoop them onto the sheet. Let's place them about 1.5 inches apart. And then for everyone that's scooped, go ahead and take the spatula and just smash it down. It may stick to the spatula, just shake it loose.
Ms. Banks, as
Yes.
a teacher, what age do you recommend parents should start involving education in their child's life?
Oh, before the baby's born. So that means like putting headphones on your stomach to let the baby listen to music. It could be a book on audio. So when kids start to recognize things like that in the womb, there's research that says that they respond to it. And then when they come out, you definitely want to expose them to as much of that as possible. And I think sometimes we underestimate what kids are able to do or learn, but kids are absolutely brilliant. We just learned how to make peanut butter cookies. Did you know how to do this before now? No, look at us. Okay, so I think sometimes we put age limits on when students should learn to do certain things, but I think learning is just an innate trait that all students, all humans, period, can do at any given time if taught.
Okay.
So you know the famous music video, This is America, Childish Gambino?
Yes, I've seen it.
From a teacher's point of view, what's your thoughts on it?
So I enjoyed the video, definitely as an artist. I thought that the video shed light on a lot of what is going on today. And by that, I mean that there are some issues in the community that Childish Gambino addresses. And I think that the distraction is we are either using a coping mechanism, which is dancing and, you know, just trying to pretend to be happy so we don't have to address the issue, or we are totally oblivious to what's happening. Okay, so I think anything that brings about discussion that has never happened in our community is definitely something to watch out for. I'm all about higher thinking, and learning is a lifelong endeavor. You know, it's not something you do when you go to school. I always tell my students, if you think I'm responsible for teaching you everything you need to learn, you are sadly mistaken. Okay, learning should never stop. I learn when I read billboards. I learn when I listen to music. As a matter of fact, I don't listen to music that doesn't teach me anything. When I watch a movie, I'm thinking about how I can incorporate that in class. Okay, so my students have to have a visual, or for them to think about it in a way that they never have before. Okay, so I think a lot of things are taken for entertainment purposes, but I think that we can learn something in anything. The Lion King. Okay, one of my favorite movies. Have you guys seen it?
Oh, yeah.
No, you haven't. That happened. So I asked that in my classroom, and one of my students was like, "No, I haven't seen it." And everybody's like, "What is wrong with you?" Right? Started blaming his parents. But yeah, even in The Lion King, right? So The Lion King actually is similar to Shakespeare's Hamlet. Did you know that? Yeah. The brother kills the other brother, and the son is out to avenge his death once he figures it out that's what happened. But yeah, so like there are things like that we don't pay attention to, but you can actually get a jump start on learning Shakespeare by watching The Lion King. So yeah, even in entertainment, education is everywhere. Everywhere. You just got to be on the lookout for it. Got to be thirsty for knowledge. All right, are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's see which one of these peanut butter cookies is gonna win the race.